So if you've been a long-time subscriber of this CHUWI channel, then you're probably familiar with the CHUWI brand already. However, if you aren't, well, CHUWI offers a wide range of affordable portable Windows tablets and even mini PCs, both of which we've already reviewed, and you can just go through the channel to check them out. However, aside from these, CHUWI also offers laptops too. And today, we're looking at the CHUWI Corebook X. Specifically, we'll be checking out the AMD version of the Corebook X powered by an AMD Ryzen 5 processor. If you're a Team Intel, well, CHUWI also offers an Intel variant of the Corebook X. But for now, let's focus on the AMD-powered CHUWI Corebook X and see what it can offer. First up, design. The CHUWI Corebook X is a compact 14-inch laptop, but despite its size, it's not exactly the most lightweight laptop around. It still weighs around 1.4 kilograms, which is quite heavy considering there are other 14-inch laptops and netbooks on the market that are a lot lighter. It's also a bit on the thicker side too, measuring 17.25 millimeters thick when closed. The weight comes mainly from the aluminum unibody design, which makes the Corebook X look and feel premium. There are no overly flashy styling cues, and on the lid, you just have the CHUWI logo on the upper left corner. The lid isn't exactly the most smudge resistant, and the same goes for the rest of the laptop body. Thankfully, it is easily cleanable. But for those of you who are neat freaks, well, you might be irritated by how easily you can leave fingerprints on this thing. It's clean now, but later on you'll see just how dirty it can get. Now, thanks to its thick lower half, the Corebook X comes with a lot of ports at your disposal. You have two USB 3.0 Type A ports and two USB-C ports. That doesn't even include the micro SD card slot and even the 3.5mm audio port, as well as the full-size HDMI port. For a laptop of this size, it's nice to have a bunch of ports available just in case you need them. Now, when you're opening it, well, you can't really open the Corebook X with just one hand, as the entire laptop lifts when you try to do so. It can open a full 180 degrees, and the hinges do feel firm and steady. Once open, you're greeted by a minimalist layout with thin edges for the keyboard. All of the keys and even the power button are ergonomically arranged. The power button doesn't really feel the most premium, and there are times where you have to press it multiple times just to get it to boot up. As for the rest of the keyboard, well, they're spaced out quite well and everything is properly sized. There's decent travel too, and your fingers won't feel tired even after you've been typing for a while. The keyboard is backlit too, but I do find the spacing of the lighting a bit weird. It's a bit dim at the center of the keyboard while the outer edges are a bit brighter. It's a small detail, and honestly, you really won't notice it if you have the keyboard lighting turned off. But if you do have it turned on, you will notice it when it's right in front of you. As for the trackpad, well, it's pretty huge, taking up almost half of the area. However, it doesn't feel the best when you're gliding your fingers over it. Thankfully, it is quite accurate, and at the same time, there's even good palm rejection as well. So when you're going to be typing a lot and your palms are resting on the trackpad, it really won't interfere with your typing. One thing you'll immediately notice about the screen of the CHUWI Corebook X is that the 14-inch display is glossy. Don't be fooled though, it's not an OLED panel. I mean, this is a budget laptop after all. Instead, it uses a 2K IPS panel. We really can't complain about this display though, since despite it being an IPS, the colors are more than decent. The blacks can be a bit deep too, and you do have thin borders all around, well, except for the top. With this, you can have an immersive viewing experience when you're watching movies, animes, or your favorite series on this laptop. For those of you who plan on using this laptop for content creation, the screen is relatively color accurate out of the box too. I tried it out using Lightroom and it's just slightly off from my color calibrated monitor at home. And even when you're creating content outside of the house, you'll be able to see everything on screen thanks to the bright display. As for the speakers, they're decent at best. They are loud, especially for the size of the laptop, but you do lose quality when you max it out. The mids are decent, but the speaker lacks a lot of bass. It doesn't help that if you move away from the laptop, the quality also starts dropping. But hey, if you're just gonna be watching a movie, it works. It's decent enough. Now, under the hood, our review unit of the CHUWI Corebook X uses an AMD Ryzen 5 7430U processor paired with 16GB of DDR4 RAM. While there is an AMD Radeon graphics sticker, there is no dedicated GPU. As for storage, the specific model only comes with 500 gigabytes available. However, thankfully so, storage and RAM is easily accessible. All you need to do is pop the cover at the bottom and swap them out, and you're good to go. Given the small storage space this laptop ships with, I highly recommend you at least upgrade the storage so you can have space for more of your stuff. Now, in terms of performance though, it's more than enough for everyday use. If you just want to get work done, whether it's on Google Docs, Sheets, or whatever choice of app you're using, this laptop can easily handle it. Even with multiple tabs of Chrome open, together with other apps running in the background, like Photoshop, Spotify, and Discord, this laptop takes it all smoothly. In fact, you can even edit videos on your program of choice without issues. My program of choice is Premiere, and it does take a while to render some 4K videos, but at least it can be done. You're also not limited to just cutting too. You can actually add layers, add all of your stuff, and complete a video. To get even more performance for rendering or playing, you can switch from Eco to Turbo mode by hitting FN and the spacebar. It's a minor boost in performance, but at least, hey, it helps. Now, speaking of games, you're probably wondering how this laptop handles games. Given the lack of a GPU, it can't really play the latest AAA titles, which is to be expected. But I did run Genshin on it, and even on the lowest settings, it caps out at around 25 to 29 FPS, depending on where you are in the game. It drops even further when you try to run Abyss or Stygian Onslaught when there's a lot of things happening. And overall, it's just not a good gaming experience playing Genshin on this device. With that, it's not really suited for playing games. It also heats up quite a bit when we were playing Genshin, just 15 minutes in, and you'll notice that the laptop is a lot hotter. Not to mention, you will quickly fill up the SSD with 1 or 2 games in addition to all of the work apps you have installed, especially if you just keep it at 500 gigs. But if you mainly need this for working, it can easily get the work done. But for those of you who are curious, you can check out the benchmark scores which are on screen right now. As for the battery, the CHUWI Corebook X packs a 46.2 watt-hour battery pack, which is equivalent to a 4000 milliamp battery pack on phones. With that, it's not exactly the biggest battery you'd find in a laptop, and it really shows when you're using it. When you're using it for productivity purposes, the Corebook X has around 4 hours and 30 minutes of battery life. For reference, I was listening to Spotify, had Discord turned on, and multiple tabs of Chrome running while editing this script. But it gets even worse when you're gaming, easily draining battery life by 25% in just 30 minutes of game time. With that, you'd want to bring the 65 watt charger around with you. It's not that big, but it's still quite cumbersome to bring around. Alternatively, you can just bring a capable power bank along with a USB-C cable and you'll be fine, since it does the job. Overall, the CHUWI Corebook X is a great work laptop if you're looking for something on a budget. It can easily run your productivity apps and more. While you can't exactly play a lot of games, it can handle some lighter titles and possibly even the older titles that don't really need a dedicated GPU. The only thing you will have to worry about mainly on this is the battery life. For most productivity laptops of this size or the newest ones, you'll typically have at least 7 to 8 hours of battery life at your disposal. For this one though, it's only half that. Still, this laptop is something you can consider if you just want to get a laptop for getting work done on a budget, whether it's content creation or productivity. I mean, after all, the Corebook X with the AMD Ryzen 5 CPU retails for just 25,990 pesos. It's one of the most affordable 14-inch laptops on the market with a relatively new chipset today. If you find the performance lacking, there is a variant powered by an Intel Core i9 13900HK available. However, that one is a lot more expensive and for a different video altogether. But so far, what do you think of the CHUWI Corebook X with the AMD Ryzen 5 CPU? Would it be something you'd get considering for work, or would you pick a different laptop? Whatever the case, share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you found this video informative or helpful, please do drop a like and subscribe to watch more. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms at Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Jose, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.